Like,
We are live. Hello. Whoa. Hello. Good morning.
It's like so shocked.
And
Oh my God.
we know what's happening. Good morning, Debbie Dudar. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay. Slightly tired this morning. Slightly tired and a bit weather beaten, but I'm all right. How are you?
All right. I'm very well. The sun's shining. It was freezing there this morning, wasn't it? Like 1 degree out there.
Like frost. It's getting to that time of year where there's like frost everywhere. Yeah. So this is exciting, isn't it? This today's topic is brought to everybody by me. It was my rant. I wanted to do a bit of a rant this morning. A bit of a rant.
So what are we talking about, Debbie? Not that.
Well, we are talking about dirty marketing tactics. Dirty marketing, and this, you see this stuff happening, and we're going to give a few examples of it. But this was kind of brought more to my attention by a lovely Victoria Taylor. And a comment that she made at Paul Ince's Marketed Live conference, where she was talking about people kind of using their maybe life tragedies and then going, buy my stuff at the end of it, and kind of how distasteful that felt. And then I was scrolling through Instagram a couple of weeks ago, and I saw this post that caught my eye, and it was a kind of black and white picture, maybe in the 70s. And the Instagram caption was like, I miss my mum. And I thought, oh, what's this? So I clicked on it. And it was like, this woman misses her mum. Her mum committed suicide. You know, all of this sad stuff. And you're like, oh my God, like, this is tragic. And then at the end of it, this is why I've created this course. Sign up for my 8-week course for like £2,000. Here's the link to buy it. And I just thought, it's just... use your stories, but don't. It just felt so crass. And I was like, God, if I ever kill myself, I don't want Robin in the future to be using my suicide as a way for her to make money. It just felt so like, I don't know. So yeah, and that
was the first thought, Debbie. Thanks for sharing that.
But I think you just don't have to go to these lengths to connect with people, to build relationships with people. There's two things, isn't there? There's telling a story, and then there's selling. And I don't think they need to go together. That's when it just feels like you're just using your life to market.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got Steve saying hello. Hello, we're a team, Debbie. We're a Friday team. Hello, Steve.
Woo! Hi, Steve.
Thanks for joining us this morning. I wouldn't say on the fence with this one, because I do believe there is a place for stories in marketing. I do.
Love them. Yeah, of course.
Yes, I think there is a place for stories. I think everyone's, got their own individual story to tell, and I think it's great for people to connect with that. However, in the context that you were just talking, it is crashed. And I think that is a real dirty marketing technique. It's almost like, right, the aim there wasn't to share something personal and to connect with people. It was literally to sell the 8-week course or whatever that fucking muppet was trying to flog. I don't agree with that. And I think we were just chatting just before. I went to Success Resources Entrepreneurs Conference a couple of years ago. I was really excited because they had like Gary Vee there, Grant Cardone, who was a muppet, I found that since, and Russell Brand, who was amazing. Gary Vee and Russell Brand saved the day. Everybody else that turned up to this thing. So I'd paid to go to this conference. And then it was the worst organized thing I've ever been to ever. And these people would come up and they would tell you either a really sad sob story, and it was the same sad sob story, copy and pasted, drunk, alcoholic, drug-ridden, living on a mattress. It was the same story, copy and paste. And then got to the end of it, it's like, but then I found this ad in the paper for this $4,000 course. You can buy it too, and you can be great like me and hang out with Tony Robbins and be an absolute muppet, dickhead. I was so pissed off. I just felt like I got home and just showered myself with vim after going to that. I felt dirty for being in the company of all of these people.
Yeah.
But I think that's the point. Like when people start selling these stories, telling these stories with an aim of selling something at the end of it directly, almost using those experiences, or even worse, making them up. which, half of those things probably were.
Do you think some people make it up? Oh my
Absolutely.
God, just to get that kind of credibility. It's the rags to riches story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is fine, but in the right context.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what Steve's saying here. I love storytelling marketing, ethical, honest, and genuine. Absolutely. Yeah. Everybody's got a story to tell.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you can get that across, then yeah, it helps people connect with you. And then people, oh, do you know what? I'm very much like that person. I want to work with them. That's fine. But using it as a way to directly sell, I think is really, really unethical. So who have we got? We've got Joe, Julia. Hello. Thanks for watching today.
And I think I like storytelling. Like various people will know bits of my life, had cancer and this type of thing, but I never do a post and say, it's 10 years since I had cancer and it was really hard and That's why you should work with me as a business coach. Click here to buy it's like, this just doesn't feel genuine, does it? You can tell your story. Like, yesterday I did bury somebody that I love, but I'm not going to go, in Instagram stories, yesterday I was at a funeral and I buried somebody I love. And that's why you have to buy my thing, because it just sort of cheapens that life experience, doesn't it? It just makes it all seem like there's like a value to everything. So I think it's just not good. So sell the services or the products that you've got based on the deliverables, the transformation you make, the way that you help people and whatever that looks like. And, use your story to connect with people and inspire people and, maybe give people a little bit of advice in what they might do in a similar situation. But putting the two directly together, I'm not going to buy your stuff just because your mum died.
Yeah,
exactly. That doesn't help me understand how you're going to help me. That's just like making me feel really sorry for you, and then going, and now you're trying to sell me this stuff.
And that's the reason people do this, because unfortunately it works, Debbie, and that's the problem with it. It works. People do feel sorry for those people, and then they buy their stuff, but they're buying it for the wrong reasons. Yeah. It's all about charity. So it's not a good ethical way of doing things, and it isn't sustainable either. I feel it's very, very short term, as in when you're buying those customers, or if you're using those techniques, any of these techniques, like clickbait headlines, for example, like, again, there's a place for them. If you can write something that then entices people to read your blog or listen to your podcast, great. But if there is no value in that whatsoever, once they get there, then it's just rubbish, isn't it? Like, we've all seen those ads on the banners, like one weird trick, to save, to make the 60-year-old look like 12 again or something.
Are you clicking on those? Tell me the trick.
The one weird. There's never a fucking trick in there, is there? There's nothing. Like, they catch me every time because they work. That's the thing. These things do work, but they don't have it. That if you're trying to build a sustainable, ethical, and I'm not talking about ethical in the sense of like, in the sense of saving the planet, or just being true to yourself, essentially. These things are really important things to stick by, I believe. So don't be a dirty marketer. There are better ways to do it. You are better than that, viewers. You're better than that.
I think the other thing as well, if we're thinking about that dirty marketing and like your conference, is webinars. Webinars that tell you nothing, and you sign up and then you watch all this load of guff, and you're like, I've learned nothing. You've just taken up 20 minutes of my time. I'm out of there. And I think it's just about like genuinely trying to give value to people because you want to, and not necessarily because you want to sell stuff all the time, but just connecting with other human beings. So that was my rant. It just leaves me feeling a bit ashamed of marketers.
Well, I think it's a good rant, and I think it's an important thing to do to talk about, because we are bombarded by all this stuff right now. And if someone's just starting out, or maybe someone's thinking, oh, this is working for someone else, maybe I should be doing that. If it doesn't feel right to you, if it's feeling a little bit, I mean, there's one stepping out of your comfort zone, but there's one doing something that's really like, no, I'm dead against this. Then don't do it. Really sort of go with your gut feeling. Feeling a little bit uncomfortable and doing something new is very different. This feels really icky. And if it feels really icky, don't do it. But there's so much stuff out there. The reason I want to talk about this with you today is because it's very easy to look at that stuff and think, oh, that's working for so and so. We should be doing that. Maybe that is the way to get business, and it isn't. It isn't always. You can take elements of these things that work. Clickbait headlines work because it's a catchy title to get in. You can still do a clickbaity headline,
but just have value.
Yeah, that then is relevant. You can still go and do a webinar, but give those people that have signed up to your webinar something that they can take away in action, and then use that action and think, do you know what? That's really worked for me. Now I want to work with Debbie a little bit more because she's already solved some problems for me. Now I'm willing to give her some money. I've built that trust with you. And that's the difference. If you're turning up to a webinar and it is just someone's sob story and stuff like that, and then you get to the end of it and it's like, right, I can solve your problem, but you need to pay me now. Then that's where it all starts to go a bit wrong. And unfortunately, there's too many people out there that do this stuff.
So finally, Steve's got a new product for us. Dirty Marketing sounds like a great name of tongue-in-cheek marketing campaign course. You should write it and sell it online.
That's what we're going to do. Yeah. Sign up to our Dirty Marketing. We'll show you how to be the dirtiest marketers out.
I love it. Okay.
Thank you very much for your input.
Well, that's it for us this morning, isn't it?
It is. That's it. So it's a quick one today, 10 minutes, because I double booked a 10 o'clock meeting. So going to love you and leave you. Thanks, anyone. And if I'm supposed to be on your meeting today and you're watching live, sorry. And I'll see you in a second on the Zoom. Right, Debbie, it's been a pleasure. Everyone joining us. And if you're listening on the podcast, it's been amazing. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
See you next week. Bye.